I posted los live in live. Listing my vehicles. They're so gross. Hay vehicles. They're so gross. Ahí lo llaman más como voy a Puerto Rico. I think that if they call one loca, that one will stop posting. I don't succumb to intimidation. La loca ella que una bruta asquerosa trying to kill me. For real, gente, esta gente no sabe procesar nada. Da un asco, da un asco. And that we are in the South NATO Interpol. Porque what I have to say to people se lo digo en la cara. Este tipo es un puerco. What else? I need money. What else? What else? And I've been a paying customer every time they visit. What else? I thought about that yesterday. Anyways, is that one Andrew? I can't tell. I don't know, and I honestly don't care. Pero either way, como ellos se pasan gente de un en el otro. Da un asco. Ew, this leech arrived with him as if that's him. To my parents' home with her saying he wants an orgasm from me. No fucking kidding. He stole my money to date me. And then he raped me in my bedroom in my parents' home. And then would talk about me to leeches. Then he would bring them into my parents' home and ask me to have a threesome with them. They're disgusting. Son una basura. Qué tipa tan puerca. Qué asquerosidad de basura. Que me roba mi dinero, se queda en mi casa con él. Sin mi permiso de estar allí, ella me roba mis vehículos. Me roba mi dinero and they get in the way of me receiving money. They're disgusting. My parents arranged a marriage for me with him, but I'm not into him. What else? And in the meantime, that's my goal for today. I miss dating, I miss Kehlani. What else? And I'm trying to go some more on Facebook. However, the data plan on my phone right now is at a very slow speed, which I hate. That usually happens when one is an active victim, like very aware of theft, domestic violence, abuse, genocide. In my family award, and they leave one with not even communicate with the police. Always had unlimited plans for me when I pay for my phone. Working with my savings. I had unlimited data. I love that. What else? I'm heading over to Guadalupe Shrine Church soon or later. I don't have food in my apartment. My siblings are disgusting, so they try to kill me, so I can't take anyone. Because one of my siblings is rape. They're disgusting. They're so gross. Ew. One person's watching, one has like this post. What else? Esta gente son una basura, son una asquerosidad. Viven para el chisme, una asquerosidad. full. You can decapitate Jennifer Bonilla. You can decapitate Carol Cristina, whatever her last name is. You can decapitate Katie Leon, because stole my vehicles decades ago, full. You can decapitate Monica Pacheco. You can decapitate Liz Nieves if she is still alive, supposedly, according to Katie Leon. She was there, but they could be faking that. Yeah. They're girls. You can decapitate Angela Dabbs. You can decapitate Lindsay Fischler. You can decapitate Katie Rose Midler. What else? What else? What else? And this was. What else? I'm starving. I'm ready for food. What else? You can give me money in person if I trust you through PayPal or through my GoFundMe. I'm seeking the death penalty for everyone that gets low and receiving money. El esposo tiene dinero. It's like my GoFundMe campaign is my priority. Receiving money to PayPal is my priority, not seeing some leech que me lo roba todo y vive una por montarse en mi Maserati because my owner was a John Deere tractor. And my parents said our daughter's an artist, so you're getting a Maserati for her with her own money. What else? 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 I'm bored. You can decapitate him. You told us the sons are making me to steal my money. You can go in here saying money. Where is my John Deere tractor? I would have conquered myself. Oh my god, it was nothing away. And my non-class acquired a good amount of muscle after my being starved for a while. What else? 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 I'm bored. You can give me money through PayPal to my GoFundMe campaign today. Sorry. These leeches behind the scenes. Want to see what the outcome is when I see him. I foresaw that in 2020. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna be here like for days. Posting on Facebook. Fucking there's a leeches that approach one and says, your husband's not busy, he's in the military, so your vehicles and your money. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Son una asquerosidad de gente. You can decapitate Jennifer Bonilla. You can decapitate Angela Chan. You can decapitate Carol Cristina, whatever her last name is. You can decapitate Katie Leon. You can decapitate Lindsay Fischler. You can decapitate, who else? Katie Rose Midler. You can decapitate Monica Pacheco. I suffered from amnesia. So I went on to add these people on Facebook. As I saw them, he positioned them near me. They possibly have money and I roll my eyes at them or how they're possibly in the military, with the spouse that's in the military stalking me. They're girls. His point is that there could be a terrorist anywhere. Look at him at the library. He's killed over 18 million people trying to make me full. And that was just in the recent years. Decades ago, he killed more people. What else? 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 I missed it. I missed it, mommy. I missed it. I missed it, mommy. In the meantime, he's trying to find out. That will raise my kids. Or is your person? We're gonna Cindy does a good job on Monday that I really so Cindy should be it's possible that Cindy is crazy. What else has a following of people? Son una vergüenza, una asquerosidad. In the meantime, I'm gonna finish this. Steve, I plan to travel with my in probably 20 hours. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. What else? I don't think someone I financially stable, so I have resources, doesn't I'll get my property back from them. What else? Also I need to study this one. And they're gonna this one taking another help part of this one. He went in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, trying to take me hostage. Yeah. They don't know how to date, they're disgusting. There's some ones full embarrassment. Yeah, they're not men. What else? 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 I'm bored. You can pick up a maker that I didn't want to see there. Yeah, he showed up. Took me hostage to Facebook and Messenger in 2020. What else? 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 You can decapitate me as long as it's a son that raped me, that's the only money. You can decapitate whoever sent me this message as long as it's not dating again. I'm gonna fix from Bucky's later. Who's gifting me money? I could get an Uber ride. We're gonna be called Enterprise. On St. Mary's, there's one on Broadway. There's Avis at, isn't it? The shops at River Center. My license doesn't expire until 2032. You can decapitate your owner while that's going to leash asquerosa. Yeah, they steal from me. They steal my permission. They steal my vehicle. Mira esta puerca. You can decapitate your child. What else? 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 I'm bored. You're gonna decapitate recover pain. Una lista tratando de violarme. Que te dan puerca. You can decapitate Sonia Alvarado Chapman that steals from me, gets in the way of me receiving money, stays in my homes without my permission, and steals my vehicles. These leeches are disgusting. They think that they can lure me in privately to offer me their vaginas. That would be even more capital punishment worthy for them. They're so gross. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Sonia Alvarado Chapman. That steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money, stays in my homes without my permission, and steals my vehicles. Da un asco, gente. Da un asco. You can decapitate Margarita Correa. Es una basura, una asquerosidad. They deleted comment, possibly. Maybe I made a mistake from Sonia Alvarado Chapman. Either way, I'm sticking to the penalty for Sonia Alvarado Chapman. So that's not an actual typo. But if they possibly were live and deleted a comment, they're like, trying to get me to go crazy. Porque a eso lo que se dedican, a la basura. Y entonces ese nene llora que yo no le doy atención a su pene mientras él está en droga, dice la gente. siendo basurín, bellaquín, asquerosidad. Mientras ella le da la advice, gente. Pues si deja que yo te lo mame, entonces, y piensas en Elvin, I'm okay with that. Ew, what they say, they're disgusting. They're disgusting. El numerito. For my leeches, they traffic into my life. Trying to lure them into privately harass me. So I don't talk to them. Just because we're Facebook friends doesn't mean that we're friends. And I can gauge when a leech is a leech. So I don't talk to them privately ever. Son un asco de gente. Son un asco. Anyways, I posted this. Bueno. Intento que hables de mis sons. There's my guts. No. Puzzle. What else? I've seen this before. Do I know? What else? I'm so bored. I'm so bored. This is so slow. That's what my siblings say. This is so slow. When is she gonna meet him? Like, como si yo lo estuviera cuando yo no lo estoy buscando a él. Es para ella reírse y masturbarse. Ella se masturba, gente. Arlene lo tocó hoy. Arlene lo tocó hoy. Y ganamos, chicas. Ganamos. Se dieron a la rica. Tenía una glorita que le tomó el dinero. Since they wanted to give me his penis that day. He could have been on his own dick appointment that day. I was just charging my phone at the library, so honestly, I wasn't even there looking for him. I'm never looking for him. Tan asco, gente. Se hacen telenovelas behind the scenes. Una asquerosidad. People know that they thought that they would get a following. The Justice Department, I'm sorry, I'm tagging the Justice Department. I'm tagging most Interpol because I'm seeking a live count of the people that have abused me. I share screenshots of those people's faces once I block their Facebook profiles. People that verbally abused me throughout my childhood, throughout my teens, throughout my early 20s, and over through Facebook in 2020 and 2021. Very gross people, basura que me robaron mi café, me robaron mi plátanos, me robaron mi vehículo, me robaron mi casa, me robaron mi dinero, me robaron mi cartera, me robaron my gold bars. Basically, because I didn't have a room of my own while growing up, and my siblings are very aggressive towards me. My parents had homes built for me and several individuals that I have crushes on. For me to lose my virginity individually with those individuals as soon as those individuals and I could get to it, because like I was paralyzed emotionally in my bedroom with how my siblings were so rude to me. They were bullying me in my parents' home. They were trying to kill me all the time. So those crushes turned out to be diggy hooks. Like I nunca habían visto una casa. I didn't know that. Una basura de gente que me violaron, me robaron mi dinero. So those nights or days or whatever didn't happen, even if it were gonna be just one day in my own home having like really good sex with said men. They just, because they're not men, they ended up inviting people into my homes. Those, I'll kill your wife, and I'll drink her coffee and try to pretend that I'm her. Yeah, people know better that people are watching this. And even if they aren't, you can decapitate whoever sent me that email. It's not Jada and Kehlani being abusive towards me. On behalf of my family who ordered us to separate Jada and Kehlani from me, you can decapitate Cyrus Peña, that trafficked me into poverty, El Tipo Lasco. Full. You can decapitate Manuel Garcia Rios, that stays in my home with all my permissions, steals my vehicles, gets in the way, receive money, and steals my money. What else? You can decapitate. I'll wait for that to load. Currently completing a puzzle. You can decapitate Manuel Garcia Rios. That leech está behind the scenes when is she gonna come in and try to get validation from me que ella no es puta y la puta soy yo. I don't associate myself with leeches. They want to show me a la mala how they stay in my homes without my permission, how they drive my vehicles without my permission, the money that they've stolen from me, the jewelry that they've stolen from me. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Margarita Correa, you can decapitate Sonia Chapman. You can decapitate Mandy Hansen, you can decapitate Sonia Alvarado Chapman. You can decapitate Molly Cervantes, the tribe me into poverty, possibly. Another leech that stayed in my home without my permission when she was a child. And apparently, as an adult, she may still be leeched. El tipo me portó una basura en la creación. He stole my money to date him and then he raped me in my bedroom at my parents' home. That's capitalism. He's disgusting. The worst. The worst is like 3 or 4. You can decapitate whoever has caused my anxiety, my depression, my loneliness, my poverty. Being a haven for hope. You can decapitate everyone that has caused my anxiety, my depression, my poverty, my loneliness, and I will end up a haven for hope. With Rahana telling me what to do. Rahana is a family friend of a family friend of a family friend of a family friend, not my friend. And they want to have it because they're sex addicts. They're Rahana whip me into shape. When in 2020, I'm like, here's LinkedIn. I already worked at Nordstrom. I know how to get a job. I'm self-employed too, so I can continue doing that when I get money. My siblings have an attachment to my vagina that's so unhealthy. They steal my money so I can't do whatever I want to do. They're so disgusting. They're so disgusting. You can decapitate Anna. We'll see if she stays in my home without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo. You can decapitate Lorenzo. You can decapitate everyone that has caused my starvation for more than 30 years. I mean, as far as the sons, That raped me to steal my money and get in the way of recently. The phone call comes. You can decapitate everyone that's caused my anxiety, my depression, my poverty, my starvation for more than 30 years. You can decapitate my homemade sweater sons, the sons that raped me to steal my money and get in the way of your statement. You can decapitate, I'm just letting those steals from Jane and money myself. I want to visit the library in Tampa next week. But don't have to anyone. You can decapitate Domino's Carrero que becomes abusive as long as one isn't giving him actual what's supposed. He steals my money and then he's telling me to work and to clean. He's trying to belittle me so that he looks better than me. But when have I ever said this is like husband extraordinary? Never. He steals the baby dad. He steals the baby dad. And a very good one. Como baby daddy, he's so good in my presence. You can decapitate him and just cut it steals from me, Jaden. You know? Black people have the problem sometimes, and Indians, like I had to seek the death penalty for the baby daddy in here, that's dead, and my children are fine. A court will explain it to them if they need to. And Coach Jaden Kinani, as to this is why your dad passed away. What else? You can decapitate Evelyn. Violarme. She steals my money and then wants to Terry John to comment on my heels phone or to talk about toilets as if they're vaginas. How wet are they? They're disgusting. They're disgusting. You can decapitate a Camino's Carrero that steals from Gina and myself. Where's the child support money? Okay, right now for food alone, I could use like $1,000, $1,200, which is what he was giving me for Jane Kinoni. What about the correct amount is a lot more. What else? You can decapitate David Ledesma, que una basura, he raped me in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. He created a business, most likely trying, because they already knew. I posted, where was it? Snapchat that was starving. I didn't have money for food, but I was managing well for myself. They can only with credit cards. So they usually do that, try to lure in. They create a business to give the impression that they're financially stable. One is that to bring it up, it's like the business talk. No, I'm a businessman. And they start one on purpose and then they want to steal. They want to take one hostage as if he's doing well financially. It's possibly with my money that I started that business. He wants me to get him, sue him as a divorce first. For the multi, or again, for him to sue me as a divorce. El tipo da un asco. They're always nickel and diming. Da un asco. Behind the scenes, this is disgusting. I won't even go into that. I'm not even the FBI either, so I don't need to. Da un asco. Da un asco. Tipo un puerco, una basura. And I've met his parents are hurt by when I was a child. What else? So the problem could be him and his upbringing. What else? What else? You can decapitate David Ledesma that steals my money, gets in the way. Permission. Todo el hombre no tiene nada. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo. That's targeting me on purpose. You can burn your life, Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I need to charge my phone. You can burn your life, Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. You can burn your life, Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. You can burn your life, Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. You can give me money in person through PayPal. S.A. or Blue Sky. Blue Sky Designs con lo que estoy pensando, straight to my heart. Arlene Lorenzo Art Shop. INTAYIAFAY. I am Tire Shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Arlene-Lorenzo-Acevedo. You can decapitate Yolanda Suarez Lorenzo. Como que nadie tiene dinero. They're all leeches. That's what she's trying to tell me. It's like, la rica eres tú y nosotros te robamos. No te recuerdas. Pero no, which for decades she's wondered she'll get the death penalty for stealing. And then they didn't want text messages being approved. The BlackBerry already existed before. What else? Some people, what else do we want? I'm like, I have nothing to hide. I love the text messaging feature. I love messaging on social media, not just one-sided. Seeing people what they post. The ability to comment is so much fun. You can decapitate Lorenzo Acevedo. Stealing money and What else? What else? Yes. What else did my other post post? Anyways, I didn't meant for Starbucks. Ace. I want coffee. What else do I want? I want coffee. I didn't already for toilet paper. What else? Here to wash the cookies. Can you only reply to my message earlier? Just kidding. What else? What else? What else? I really llegó la nueva gente en Puerto Rico. Oh, they panic. Well, to me, it's a temporary thing. Like, he's just fucking with me off. Pero cuando yo me muera, lo van a dar sin nada. A menos que sea donde llegue la nieta, entonces. Llegue que no le van a tener todo. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Porque he retaliates. In essence, people are like, she hasn't gone a full day without eating just yet. Y está llorando de hambre, pero a él es que la gente lo quiere matar. Estoy hablando todo el tiempo. So they retaliate. Ellos se roban el cobre de la electricidad en Puerto Rico. So they're like going out with a man. Apparently. can't do that then? Will I be there when he gets arrested? Very unlikely. Very unlikely. What else? Okay, did they introduce themselves to Jade and Kehlani just yet? Jade and Kehlani saying, Marilyn y yo logramos nuestro objetivo. We're going to take you far, far away with you to meet them. I was screaming in 2020, someone please give me money. Get these leeches maybe behind the scenes trying to rape my children. Claudia Gabriela acts like a stoner, bruta. And Edgar isn't very loyal, sadly. And sometimes lacks a backbone. What else? La leech está behind the scenes coordinando, dale, Edgar, dale. Oye, mira, lo puedes llevar aquí, entonces lo violamos, así hablan. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. I don't ever want this near me. I hope it already killed itself. In the meantime, mira qué belleza. Mira qué belleza. What else did I post today? Oh, más de este tipo, un puerco. Which people have predicted decades ago. Based on my demeanor, based on my thoughts around him. Este tipo es un puerco. ¿Cómo que no tienen dinero? Doesn't he have my money still? At least one of them does. And these are her nephews, pero she may be trying to put them in jail. What else? Or she may be trying to keep my money. What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. I want to shop at YouTube. I want to get pizza. Who is funding my pizza habits today? So I don't need that one outside. What else? I find them. What else? The shoes are Taiwan shoes, the socks are Hanes, the legs are Hanes. The tea is from H&M. What else? What? Bored. I am laughing at the people that steal from me. They do that to try to lure one in to rape one. So this is happiness, and this is happiness towards myself. Just talking to Jada and Kehlani. I don't talk to my dad because I don't want to overwhelm him with so much abuse towards me. So he finds out through Facebook or he finds out through other people. He may know, like, who's already been questioned for abusing me, who's already been to jail, who is in jail. I don't need to know any of them. I'm not a part of the rehabilitation, so I don't ever seek that. What else?